Now, I want to bring in Dr. Ahmed Salem, a pulmonary disease specialist with Sharp Memorial Hospital here in San Diego. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So lots of talk, obviously, anytime you turn on the news and you see that people are getting sick, especially on a cruise ship, summer's around the corner. What should people really keep in mind? Let's start there.
Well, generally speaking, it's still very low risk. It's making headlines because people passed away and because it's on a cruise ship, so people, feel a connection to it. But generally speaking, it's low risk. The symptoms are actually quite vague, so it's going to be difficult if you're coming down with a virus or a flu or some kind of illness to determine on your own. So overall, I would say people should stay calm. And of course, if people are sick, they should seek their healthcare professional.
Like you would any other day, right?
Exactly.
Tickle in the throat, anything like that. What do we know about how it can spread between humans? I know it is contracted from rodents, but obviously people are getting it. What about human-to-human contact?
Yeah, very interesting point. So hantavirus, overall we should stay calm, but hantavirus is a scary virus. So the mortality, meaning the fatality rate, is quite high for many viruses. In the United States, we first discovered it around 1993. We've had less than 900 cases in over 20 years. Generally speaking, the mortality can be up to 50%, but it's generally transmitted via rodents, meaning that it's transmitted, we think it's aerosolized, goes in the air. It's usually in the feces, urine, the droppings of rodents, and their saliva. That's how usually it's transmitted. However, there is one strain, the Andes strain, which, again, you were mentioning earlier about the couple in Argentina, that there has been documented human-to-human transmission. And the question is, that's usually by very close contact. So it's not like the flu or COVID, but usually it's through saliva or some other very close interaction with other human beings. And that's the one strain where you can get human-to-human actually transmission.
Right, so like going back to what you just said, the Andes strain's not new. In Argentina back in 2018, 11 people contracted it then. So why didn't it spread worldwide?
Yeah, it's not the kind of virus that would spread rapidly because it still has to be close human contact. Now, one thing to remember, when the fatality rate is that high, it's a bad thing, but it also, if people get the virus and pass away, it's harder to spread it. When the vast majority of people are asymptomatic, it's much easier to spread because you need a host carrier. So generally speaking, two things are in our favor. Number one, hantavirus is still very hard to spread. It's one strain, but very difficult to spread. And this strain has always existed. It's not a new strain, meaning at least since 1993, since we've discovered the virus. At least we've discovered it. We think it's been around for centuries. At least we've discovered it as scientists. And then the other thing, the fatality rate is very high. So when somebody gets the virus, they're going to be very sick or, God forbid, they pass away.
Right. And I know we have some sound from one of the passengers that was on the cruise ship. I want to pull that up and then I have a couple more follow-up questions for you, doctor.
Sure.
They're wearing masks. They're not having meal times altogether. So they are in their cabin. But these kind of cautions are taking place, but they are late. So I wish that we were quicker to respond.
So there he is talking about how crew on the cruise ship handled it all. We know a lot of people disembarked. I mean, should that have been the protocol, or do you think they should have been quarantined?
Yeah, that's a very difficult question. First of all, there's no exact protocol for hantavirus, and this hasn't happened where it's been in a cruise ship before. We've had many documented outbreaks. Remember, we have a history going back to 1993, and we do have multiple outbreaks all over the world. Remember, we only have 900 cases in the United States. However, most likely they should have been quarantined because the fatality rate is actually quite high. There was actually a gentleman who actually didn't discover that he was sick until he was in Switzerland. So potentially, if it's the Andes strain and there's human-to-human contact, he could have infected other people in his community. Right,
and I believe of those 40 passengers from the 12 different countries that disembarked, they went home. There's been already at least one report of a former passenger that is or has been in California. So is that alarming to you?
Yeah, I mean, it is concerning, but at the same time, this virus already did exist in Argentina, meaning that this was existing in the country of Argentina, and potentially anyone who had the virus in Argentina could have potentially traveled somewhere else and spread it, because we don't know what the case series is, meaning we don't know who was the first infection, meaning what was the first person who was actually infected with hantavirus. Theoretically, people who were on the cruise ship went to Argentina and got infected from someone else. Now, did they get infected from a human or did they get it from a rodent?
These are all questions that hopefully researchers will be able to answer as they continue to track, but so interesting. Thank you so much for breaking some of this down for us, and of course we'll continue to track it all. Dr. Salem, thank you so much.